You can do that. On HelloTalk, you said you can stream from computers, but
you can't watch a stream from a computer.
From a computer.
Yeah, so you can make a stream, but you can't watch a stream.
Right.
I'll start using this keyboard.
A little more condensed.
Yeah, I got this one in Taiwan.
Nice.
It's got all the Chinese.
Oh, cool! Yeah, nice. The commonly used or the root,
those are the roots, right? Yeah, those are the root character symbols.
Yeah, what do they call them?
I forgot.
Yeah. Oh, I know what they're called too.
Yeah, and actually, it feels really good too. It's got these nice buttons that feel really.
Yeah, my buddy, he buys, the $250 RGB to play games on, and he's terrible. He's the worst one of us all. I have a Walmart keyboard, and I beat him.
I love this because it's short and small, and it's compact, and it feels good, but it also has 3 Bluetooths.
Oh, cool.
So I can connect it to this computer, to that computer, and to this thing,
very nice.
and just switch.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
I
even use that you can use it on your phone and your iPad and whatever. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I like this one a lot.
Good morning, Bellin. Hello.
Hello, Bellin.
Yes, Richard, HelloTalk can only be used on the computer to actually produce a live stream, not to watch one. To make a live stream, you can. Like, from our perspective, we can use the computer. But
it's tricky, but yes.
Yes, but for you all, the phone app is necessary.
Yeah.
The phone app is needed for you to watch a stream. Hello, Ron. What's up?
I'm going to go see Ron soon. Yeah,
fun.
Ron's in Dresden, and I'm going to be in Germany in just a few days. It's crazy.
Hey, Sarah. Yeah, it is crazy.
On Tuesday, I'll be in Germany.
Yeah.
That was my other reason for not wanting to go to the Renaissance Fair, because it was kind of like...
Yeah, I'm going to the Renaissance. It's like you're going to see basically like a plywood, Berlin.
Right.
Like,
let me have a turkey leg.
Yeah.
Or let me go to Germany.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see the plywood version of these cities.
Yeah.
Sometimes cardboard.
Like I said, Richard, 如果你要做直播，你可以用你的电脑。可是如果你要看直播，你不可以用电脑。HelloTalk 没有电脑的。
Hello, Safina.
That's a pretty name.
That is a pretty name, Safina.
I'm not feeling really well today, guys, so Clay's going to kind of be a little bit more in charge today. But I'll be
going
here
off the rails.
Yeah, we're going off the rails. That's right. Yeah.
We're going to talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
We already were. Yeah. We could talk about Elon Musk's taxi disappointment.
Well, it's like
20 people in a taxi. Who wants to get in a taxi with 20 people?
Why not just make public transit that works?
Right.
Why not just make that's been proven across the globe?
But he is exactly the problem. He's this kind of rich guy who wants to try to solve problems in this new way.
That have already been solved.
Why? Because it's creative. So he's trying to go to Mars, which is one of those things where it's like, I would like that to happen, but I don't see that as any kind of even remote priority.
And I'm not going to Mars.
I'm not going to Mars, and he's not going to Mars either.
Definitely not.
He keeps saying he's going to be there. No,
does he really?
Yeah.
No, he's not going to Mars.
He's never going to get. It takes 7 years just to get there.
Yeah, no.
No, man.
I'm not leaving Earth for any reason.
But apparently,
reason.
It was. I didn't read too much about it, but it was a huge flop. His new robo-taxi.
Well, that's because it doesn't make sense. There was the whole hypertunnel thing in LA,
and now people are getting lost in the hypertunnel.
Well, you've basically made a single occupancy subway. which is just an inefficient version of something that already exists.
Right.
You know, instead of funding things that actually have been proven to work, we're like, no.
But that's the thing. I think he doesn't want to improve something that's already there. He wants to create something
A
all new.
robo-taxi is not anything new. Like, that's just that was in Total Recall.
Right. I was just thinking that. Yeah, Johnny Cab. Yeah. Fasten your seatbelts.
Don't know how to connect the phone with the car. It's all right, but I can't hear you. You can't hear us.
It should happen automatically usually, but those things are always so fidgety.
Right.
Those are really fidgety.
Don't mess with your phone while driving. Chloe wants to know how you can improve your English and understand some basic topics. I guess it depends on what kind of you're talking about, but you can go to, oh, what's this one? Oh, yes, perfect. Yeah, Mark is putting in a link here, gamestolearnenglish.com. So you go there, and there's lots of games that that cover all different aspects of English, you know, from tenses to grammar to vocabulary. And you can go through there, and then if you have some topics, I think aren't there some choices by topic as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you can even go in there and make a choice based on the topics you want to learn about and find some games that are engaging, you know, and interesting, and that'll help you learn English and
that starts
understand
pretty basic.
topics.
It doesn't start with like A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
But with that,
but if she
with a
can write
sentence
that,
like that,
then
you're already
right.
able to do that.
Hello, Giuseppe. Good to see you, my friend. How are you?
Hey, Giuseppe. Nobre, the topic is just whatever, kind of free talk today. If you have English questions, we can answer those too. Lillian, you have songs for us?
Lillian will get you up in just a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
And I still have a tremendous headache.
Really?
Yeah.
You could grab some ibuprofen or something, and we can just...
My stomach's not good though too, so it's one of those double whammies. It's like, oh, I don't want to take ibuprofen because it's going to screw up my stomach.
What's the other one? Acetaminophen?
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
That definitely doesn't do good for me.
I usually will take ibuprofen, but only after I eat, because I took it once on an empty stomach and about...
I used to take handfuls of it because
oh my gosh.
I have tendonitis in both arms, and
for
so
drumming,
after shows, I used to have two big industrial-sized buckets that I filled with ice, and after each show, I would sit down on my throne and.
That's like a major league pitcher.
Yeah,
you know.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
we get the same exact tendonitis that I get is exactly the same as tennis and baseball.
Yeah,
pitcher's arm, and tennis elbow they call it. But then ask yourself the question: who's doing more of this motion, a pitcher, a tennis player, or a drummer?
Yeah, a drummer is
by
the most,
by 1,000.
Yeah,
yeah. So I had tendonitis by the time I was 20.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I've been really blessed and lucky when it comes to health
Tramadol.
Like
that's only prescription based here. Yeah. I'll be all right. Don't worry. I'm just not feeling my best today.
Yeah, I've actually learned a lot about different medications working at the pharmacy. You know, just even as just a delivery guy, I always ask like, "What is this? And what does that mean?" and stuff.
I learned a lot when moving. You know, when I was living in Taiwan, I was like, "What do they have here?"
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Certain things are available and certain things aren't.
And that
like
was
Benadryl is something that you can't get in Taiwan very easily, but you can in Japan. But it's as a sleep aid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Really
Not as
weird.
an allergy.
Not as an allergy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Which is what if you look at Unisom pills, it's diphenhydramine. It's Benadryl.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. Stuff.
Yes.
Sorry, let one slip. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I was in China, I had a cold. And so I went to the pharmacy, and I didn't know any Chinese then, but I was just using the translation app and the guy got me, the pharmacist, he got me some over the counter stuff, and I didn't even know what it was. It was these little bottles, these little jars, and you stick the straw in, and then you drink it. And
they give you in Taiwan. They have these little packets of pills, and it's like a packet of. They're like supplements and vitamins and all together, and you're supposed to take the packet all together.
Bellin's got a pharmacy there.
Yeah, I'll be fine, Bellin. I'm just not feeling good today.
Kind of had that a little bit. Yesterday I played basketball for the first time in a few months. First time I went to the gym in a couple months, and my knees are still pretty sore, and I lost the games. So
I can't remember the last time I played basketball. Like actually tried to play.
Yeah, over the last few years, because when I was growing up, we played, in the neighborhood a lot.
Right.
And then when I was in high school, I kind of didn't play. And then when I moved to Covington, there was a basketball hoop behind us, and it was more of a town that was for basketball as opposed to Park Hills, where it was more suburban, less, less urban. And so I started playing a lot more basketball, and I got pretty good. I have a good jump shot, and I'm kind of tall, so just
I suck
on average. I play with my buddies who are terrible, but they come out and foul me.
I'll play Around the World or Horse, but that's
fun too. We
played
it. There was a big block party in Bromley, and we had a big. I brought my basketball because I knew there was a basketball court down there, and I got like 15 people all playing horse. It was fun.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Hello, Miguel.
Hey, Miguel.
We're hanging in there.
What's up? Hello, Rashmika. Hello, Nisho.
And you were asking about defy.
Yeah.
Defy comes from the Latin word dis, meaning away, and fides, meaning faithful.
They just cut parts of both of the words off.
Right, yeah.
So no longer being
But that happens a lot. Like a lot of the DEs actually come from like DIS.
Well, and it's like, why am I going to say this whole thing?
Right.
Let's just call it, let's just say defy.
Yeah. Which is also where we get defeat, I think.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think. Let's see. Is that correct?
Hello, Leisure. Hossein.
Oh, no, not exactly. No. Same first root, second root is different. The root of defeat is dis meaning not and facere meaning to do.
I was thinking like feat, like he obtained a great feat, whereas a defeat would be the opposite.
To undo. It means to undo or destroy originally.
Huh.
That's weird. Undo and destroy.
Yeah.
Yeah, originally it meant to bring ruination.
Yeah, to defeat someone.
It's interesting, though, because when I think of the word defeat now, I don't think of necessarily destroying someone. I just think of winning.
Yeah, exactly. Scored more points.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Hossein, Barbie's in the building.
Hello, Hossein. Iran's biggest Nicki Minaj fan.
That's right.
I bet you could talk to her if you could actually make her recognize that you're such a huge fan from Iran. I bet you she would probably try to say hi. I bet. What's the Valley Girl accent? Well, that's fun to talk about.
Yeah, the Valley Girl
Oh my
accent.
God!
Yeah.
When we were going to the mall last weekend, and then my friend, she wanted to buy this new thing, and we didn't have any money, and I
didn't even know what she was talking about. It was like,
this is the Valley Girl accent. Yeah.
Can you believe her outfit was from 4 years ago?
Which is often also called the vocal fry.
And then you can kind of alter it into a Pauly Shore.
Right, that's right.
He's kind of an inversion of a
that's right.
of a Valley Girl. Yeah, it is based in California for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's a Southern California thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God!
Here's the whistle, buddy.
Buddy. You got to do the pause.
Yeah,
buddy.
Yeah, they did that podcast I listened to, Bad Movies Rule, and they did one on Encino Man. They ended up actually liking it, but I think critics didn't like it because of Pauly Shore.
I think Pauly's funny.
Yeah, his shit gets old, but for what it is,
it's funny.
It's fine. It really is.
I actually think he would have actually done well had he found a way to
kind of alter it,
move into the actual serious acting. I actually think he could have done well in that. Like so many actors do the goofy thing and never become anything else. But had he transitioned,
after you become that character, it's hard to be not seen.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. I'm the lucky one, Belen.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm both excited and a little nervous. I haven't been on a vacation in such a long time, and every day has been the same thing for me. Every day, waking up, doing the same thing for so long. I've got a routine that it's gonna feel really, really weird to completely break my routine for a month and a half.
Yeah. At least you got a nice, solid kind of plan to follow. At least a line to follow.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing about it, though, is I'm trying not to plan too much.
Right.
I really want to kind of leave it somewhat
open-ended.
You've got
local guides,
right?
So
I want to just go spend time with Belen and Gunter and Ron and anybody else who wants to come meet me and if I don't see all the sites, then I'm not really that worried about it. I'd like to see some stuff, some sites, but more than that, I want to spend time with people, eat food.
Yeah.
Experience
music. The real life in the city.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I that's right, Belen. Like when I first started planning this trip, I started planning like every minute. I want to go here and here and here and here and here. And then I was like, no, this doesn't feel like a vacation anymore.
From 1 to 2:30, I'll be here.
It doesn't feel like a vacation anymore. And it was too stressful. And it defeated the point of why I really wanted to go. I just want to go to meet my friends.
When we were in England, that's kind of what we did too. We ended up just looking at stuff that was sort of around us. My brother booked a place in Scotland at one point, and then we started just looking at places that were around there, and then that day, that's what we did. And that's when we went to the castle that Monty Python and the Holy Grail was shot at, and we went to Edinburgh Castle and Stirling Castle, and it was all really a lot of fun.
Belen, I watched a movie 2 nights ago that I was just telling Clay about earlier today that I think you might like it. It's an interesting movie to see if you want to see. Well, it's an older movie. It's called El Norte, The North. And it was made in 1983. It was made by Public Broadcast Association, the PBS, the American Public
TV,
TV or whatever. And it was all about these Guatemalan immigrants who fled their country because of too much crazy government stuff going on there, and people were getting killed, and they were protesters, and so they were wanted by the government because they were protesters. So they fled to Mexico, and then from Mexico to LA, and it's all about their journey to the north and all of the things they experienced.
Yeah.
And it won an Academy Award, and it had great reviews, and it was really good. Yeah, it was really good. Who was the guy that I recognized? Let's see.
Oh, she thinks she's seen it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
This guy, Enrique Castillo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's in it. He was in Breaking Bad. He was in I think Weeds.
Yeah. I'm thinking I do recognize him, but I was thinking of a different guy who was in Training Day.
But I also like it because there are not a bunch of big famous actors in it. Sometimes that's what bugs me about movies.
A lot of the time that's like to pull.
Yeah, I know.
To pull funds.
Yeah,
and to pull,
but I think it's one of the reasons why Hollywood's not as good anymore.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, you used to get movies made that
Well, that was in
didn't have big
Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings was criticized for not bringing in any big name actors. It was
I'm
criticized
glad
for
they
going
did.
with no name
I'm
guys
glad.
who were all. Sean Astin was the biggest star,
Right, biggest
on that,
one,
on
yeah.
that set when they
Goonies.
first started. Yeah, and Rudy and
Yeah,
and
right.
Encino Man.
Right.
he was. Yeah, he's a little jerk in that movie, but which is just completely different. 1984 is a book. I believe it was a movie too, but.
I think there's a movie version of it.
Maybe she's asking if the movie you were
the
talking
movie.
about
It was
from
1983 or 84. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good though. It was a good movie. It made me think a lot. Thank you, Nisho. Hello, everyone. Man, I wish my headache would go away.
Muzafar.
Hello, Lena.
That stinks. We can cut it off early too if you need to.
Ah, it's just throbbing.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, I hate it. It's even worse with a hat on. You know your headache's bad when you put a hat on and, it's like
it's worse.
yeah, it's actually like somebody's
What's this thing on my head?
yeah, like strangling your head. How to increase foot traffic? That's a good
It's like
question.
For
You mean
like
for a store?
Yeah.
You're right. Everything is online. I think you'd need to do special events.
Yeah, you've got to provide something that the internet doesn't. You know, if it's just
Provide some special coupons that are only available in store.
Right. If
Right.
it's-
So give a discount for only in store.
Yeah.
Right. 10% off if you come to the store.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people would want to do that. But you could also do an event, like a special sale, one day only sale or something like that.
And
Or
I guess it
a meet
depends
and
on-
greet even,
Yeah, on what you're selling too, because
true.
if what you're
Right.
selling, if there's any type of rare or some type of items that are not as easy to get online, you could possibly stock something like that to bring people in. But it depends on what exactly. I'm thinking of a pretty niche market. Niche.
Yeah, I don't know what you're selling,
Yeah, but.
but
Overall, I like Mark's idea of putting on events and and using online to market your store.
That's right. You have to use. If you know that your market is online, then you have to get the online people.
Yeah.
Something that will get them to come into the store. Yeah.
Lena says take a layover in Venice.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could. Lena, I wish I could. I had hoped that I could go to Italy as well, but I just don't have the money. But maybe next time, Lena. I really sincerely hope this is not my only trip to Europe. I would like to go again. Who knows? Maybe Clay and I are talking about next year going to China for a trip together. Maybe we do both. Maybe we hit Europe and then China.
Because I've always been
the other way around.
I've always been a big history. I'm like
Yeah, me too.
Roman
Me
history
too.
fan. I've
Me too.
always really enjoyed that, and that would be cool. What I really have wanted to do is like a Rome to Istanbul sort of.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'd be down with that.
Yeah. Sort of trip, and then maybe even keep going east from there.
Yeah, sure. Let's do the Silk Trade Road.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be cool. Yeah, I love how that's the word dongshi came from that, the goods coming east and west. Song, you'll be our guide in Chongqing.
Yeah, that's like an interesting piece of it's etymology, but it's Chinese etymology.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hello, Alessia.
Yeah, an animal. What animal's like moving thing or something like I can't remember exactly. Yeah, she from I believe it's the same. It's one of the same characters.
What animal?
In animal, yeah. Let me.
Dongwu.
Yeah. Dongwu. Dong.
Or Chongwu. There's Dongwu and Chongwu. Dongwu is like animal, and Chongwu is pet.
Right. No, it's different. It's a different dong, but.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, to move, a thing that moves. Yeah, that's the breakdown of the of the characters is like
interesting.
A moving thing. I love that one.
Inflation is crazy here. Yeah, I bet, man. I know. What do you sell? What's your product, Hossein? Yeah, we'll come to Chongqing for sure.
Yeah.
Alessia. Lillian, you can come on up and do your song if you want to.
Yeah.
Oh God, my head. Yeah. Ooh.
You don't. I can just wear them if you want.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll be all right.
Hey, teacher.
Hello, Lillian. How are you? Do me a favor and crank that down just a little bit.
Today I am doing
headphone.
well.
Yeah, there we go.
What about you?
I'm pretty good. I don't
How's
feel
that?
very good today. I'm a little sick.
Need more.
I think I'm okay. Yeah.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I just have a headache and I just don't feel very well.
I just sick in the few days because I have the sore throat, but now I am already discovered now.
Oh, okay. All right. So what's your song for us?
This song is called "You Belong with Me."
Okay. All right. We're ready when you are.
Okay. Okay. You are on the phone with your girlfriend. She upset. She's drawing off about something that you said. Cause she doesn't get your humor like I do. I'm in the room. It's a typical Tuesday night. I'm listening to the title music she doesn't like, and she will never know your story like I do. But she wear short skirts and wear t-shirt. She cheer capital and all ugly tricks. Dreaming about the day when you wake up and find that what you're looking for has been here for the whole time. If you could see that I'm the one, what's then to be here all alone? So why can't you see? You belong with me. Walking the street with you and your one audience, I can't help thinking this how it ought to be. Living on the path, beginning to think to myself, hey, isn't this it? And you've been just around that could line up this whole song. I haven't seen it when she brought you down. Okay.
Wow, that was a long song.
Yeah, Taylor Swift.
Is that Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And I have another song for
Okay.
Taylor.
One more.
It's also for it's also for it's also it's also for you.
Okay.
This song is my favorite.
Okay.
Let me do. This song is called Cruel Summer.
I know. this one.
I can okay maybe I can try another songs for you.
Okay.
This song is called "See You Again" for Tally Puss.
Okay.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. But I'm a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I when I see you again, then who know all the place we flew, doing things we've been through. That I'd be standing right here talking to you about another past. I know we love to hit the roads and love, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch blue at this different see the bigger picture. Those were the days hard water forever pace. Now I see you in a better place. See you in better place. How could we not talk about family when family never drops? Everything I went through, you were standing by my side. And now you're going to be with me for the last ride. It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. With time along way, from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Okay,
Very good. Very good, Lillian. Yeah. You know, Lillian, I think that you benefit a lot from reading lyrics. I think that you're learning a lot from reading song lyrics. They're good for your vocabulary,
Yeah.
they're good for your pronunciation, they're good for your just vocal speaking practice, you know? So I think it's good. Yeah.
Really?
That's good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know that. I know that
Yeah,
song.
I know that one too. Yeah, Lillian, let me give you one little tip about singing. Singing, it's all about how much air
Yep.
you need. Air.
Breathing is
Yeah.
important.
So when I sit, if I sing, I have to sit with my back straight and my chest has to be open like this. If you sit down like this, then your lungs are closed together and you can't breathe well. So when we sing, we take a deep breath before we sing so that we have enough air to push out to make the notes sound really good. So you have to,
Okay.
yeah. And actually, Lillian,
How
now,
about I see my love?
what was
How
that?
about I see my love? This is my favorite song for Westlife.
Well, we want to send you. I want to save a few for next time, though, too, Lillian. Okay, so How about you practice that one for
that
next
is
time?
okay.
Yeah, practice it for next time, and then we'll do it again. Okay, but. Lillian, there are a bunch of really good apps for learning singing now that can help you to sing better. And yeah, there's one I saw called Sing Sharp. Sing Sharp. And it will help you to train yourself to learn how to sing songs. So I think that you're very good at this and you really like to read lyrics and understand Western song lyrics. So I think you should get a singing app and try to start learning to sing with the app. Okay?
Okay, thank you much.
You're welcome.
Actually, I know my singing is not very well.
No. Lillian, your singing is not great, but it's not bad. You have the pronunciation. You can read the lyrics really well, which is amazing. I mean, I don't even know if I can read those lyrics
and you have the courage to sing in front of
right.
people, which
exactly
takes
right.
a lot. It does.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so
Sorry
I just think that
Don't be sorry.
No,
Don't be sorry.
There are so many apps that can help you to sing more and practice to improve, right? And that's all. I just want you to try to put those two things together, right? So work on your lyrics and your songs for English, but also try to start seeing if you can learn how to.
Actually, maybe next time. I can share some reading article with you all. So that means I have to read this book 2 months now.
Okay.
That is the English book.
Okay.
That's called The Power of Now.
The Power of Now. Okay. All right. Well, why don't you come back and tell us about that next time?
Okay, sure.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Lillian, for coming and singing those songs for us. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time, okay?
Thank you, Teacher Matt and Teacher Clay.
Bye-bye.
That's
Bye,
a
Lillian.
lot. Bye.
Yeah, so, breathing, everybody, when you try to sing,
And finding places to breathe within the song.
That's right.
Is really important.
When to take a breath. That's right. And you have to get
like a
that
cycle.
air to fill, right? And but if I try to sing with no air, then I can't sing.
Yeah.
But if I have then you can get a nice sound. You push the air. Right. But you have to have air. Your lungs have to be full of air in order to get good sound. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a great singer by any means, but I do know how to sing, and I did learn proper technique and everything.
I took voice lessons.
Me too.
When I was younger. Yeah, and you want to keep your.
I was in the
throat
Cincinnati
open
Boys Choir.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's just regular old church choir.
Let's see. Dislike or not like? Is there a difference? No.
Nope.
No difference. 都可以. Oh man.
Yeah, and finding the tone can be hard. Someone said that it can be tough, but yeah,
It is. It is, even for me. Yeah.
Because sometimes you gotta when they put their finger in one ear.
That's right.
Then sing, that really does help because you can hear it.
It's what we call your head voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. How to at boasting. Ting the dong. No, the accent doesn't matter. Your clarity matters. Your accent does not matter. God, I wish we could. I wish we could just put that.
Yeah, I'll just tattoo it on my forehead.
I know. Like, to be honest with you, I really do feel like we've reached a point now with language. International language needs to accept that as a rule.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what language you're learning. You don't need a perfect accent.
Right.
You need a clear accent.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
I agree.
I want to go ahead and say that across the board.
Yeah.
Russian, French, German, Japanese, Portuguese. I don't care what language you speak. I only care if I can understand it.
Yep.
I don't need it to be perfect. I need it to be understandable. And I really don't understand why we keep pushing this idea of perfect accent.
No, yeah,
it really is an ego project.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever's telling you that you need a perfect accent, even if it's yourself, they're wrong.
Yeah.
You do not need a perfect accent. We're able to communicate with many people with many different accents perfectly fine.
Right. Yeah.
Because they're clear with what they're saying.
That's right. Yeah. I do not have a favorite music genre. I love all kinds of music.
If I had to choose, I would probably say R&B, funk, but I love everything. Indie music is great too.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, when you say that, it's like I should say that too, but then it's at the same time.
Yeah, and then I'm like, well, I love rock. And
right?
I love,
that's what I'm saying. Like I can't pick one.
Yeah,
rock, jazz, blues, funk, Latin, pop, whatever.
Yeah,
classical. I like everything.
I don't get into a lot of new country, but that's about
that's right. Yeah,
because it's about.
Right.
I mean, you make the same song.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
every month, and then
that's right. Yeah.
What do we think about Sleep Token? That's a deep cut. I've heard of Sleep Token, but I don't really. They're kind of like a.
I don't know that one.
I think they're sort of like an acid rock. That's a strange. I think they're like kind of a strange sort of band.
Not familiar.
Yeah, because my buddy's into. I've got friends in like the hardcore scene and that kind of thing.
Look at what Jeffrey said. I want to spell it that way for the rest of my life. I like funk.
Oh yeah.
PHONK. I love that spelling. I want to spell it that way. That's funky.
The funky music. It is. And I think most people in the funk community would get right on board with that. Yeah,
that's funky.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody else wants to come on stage and talk. Let's see. Let's talk to Safina first.
Alrighty. I think we've spoken with Safina before.
Have we?
I think.
I don't think so.
We'll find out.
Safina, you want to come talk to us? And hello, Gila. Hello, Safina.
Hello. Hi, sir. How are you guys?
Hello.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you.
And you're in Pakistan. Are you in Lahore, Karachi, Islamabad? Where?
Well, I'm basically from northern area, but now I'm residing here in Karachi.
Okay. All right. And what can we do for you today? How can we help you?
I just want to have a good conversation with you guys. I don't know whatever is the topic, just for a few minutes, if you guys allow that.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, no problem. Well, why don't you tell us what you like to do for fun?
Well, I am a student, so I have evening university. In the morning, I just do some reading, and I just love to listen to music, whatever sort of music.
So you go to the university in the evening. Is that the way?
Yeah.
Is that usually how it goes, or do other people go in the morning?
No, there are two shifts, like
Oh,
morning
well,
and
that's
evening.
interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
I mean, we kind of have that, but not really.
Yeah, we sort of have.
We have
night school is like,
online.
and
Right,
and online,
and night school, but night school is
night
like
school's
separate.
yeah, it's sort of
right.
a different thing.
Yeah, if you want to go to the university here in the United States, classes are always daytime. Sometime
I have
morning, afternoon.
Yeah, in my last 2 semesters, I've had mostly online classes, but my live classes have all been 11 a.m.
Right,
to
yeah.
whatever, 12:30 or
Right.
or 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and tell us. Let's see.
What do you study?
Yeah, what are you studying? There you go.
Okay, my major subject is sociology. I'm doing my BS in sociology, and it's my 6th semester of 3rd year.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, sociology's good. I imagine there are lots of things to consider sociologically in Pakistan. So sociology, you know what I
Yeah,
like? Sociology is kind of like history, but it's current events history.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like
Because you need to have a grasp of history to understand the
That's right.
sociology
Yeah.
of today.
Yeah.
Because it all builds on one another, and
That's right.
none of it is independent.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically about the society and the way of interactions, relationships between people, and how people were interacting and how they are having relationships nowadays. And
Yeah,
it's like
right.
that. There
It's
are
like I
many
said,
theories.
it's pretty much the same thing as history, just current.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like just like history is the same thing. It's like
Yeah.
what did people do? What did they
Yeah.
think? Where did they go? Why did it happen?
Right.
But it's
It's
just in the
a
past.
current assessment.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. And Fail says we have nights. Like I said, we have night school, but
Yes.
it's not exactly the same.
Yeah, no,
it's kind of separate.
It is, and I would imagine, like right now, I'm taking online classes, which I wouldn't consider night school because I can do it at any time. But
Right.
yeah, then when I think of night school, I definitely think of something a little different than
Yeah.
traditional. College. And we do have community colleges, Ava. That's where I'm at right now. Before
That's correct, yeah.
moving on to a 4-year university.
Yeah, but even community colleges are still roughly the same hours.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Yeah.
in my classes that I'm in are
Yeah.
daytime classes.
Right. Yeah. So, Safina, do you have any questions you want to ask us about anything?
Sir, I have I just want to do my master's or further studies in US or UK. So I just want to ask you that do you have any idea about some scholarships or other sort of things through which I can get their admission there
I wish I
in
did.
US or
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have a grasp on any scholarships or anything like that for international students. I'm sure there are.
Oh,
I'm sure there
there
are
are.
many available, and I would think it would take a bit of searching, on the internet to find that. But I would be willing to bet that there are quite a few you could obtain depending on the circumstances
That's right.
that are required.
Yeah. There are scholarships. We're not experts in this kind of thing, so even if we gave you some information, it really wouldn't be that great. So, but we can tell you there are some. You just need to go search for them. And honestly, that's the secret of scholarships
Yeah.
and grants
Yeah.
in the United States is the people who take the time to search for them will get them.
I've had all my community college paid for so far with
Right.
the Pell Grant,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
So that's what I'm saying. Like some people, they're just lazy and they just don't try to go look. But if you're not lazy and you go look,
You can save a lot of money.
then you can get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not lazy, but the weather over here is a little hot, so it makes me lazy sometimes.
I understand.
Sometimes we're all lazy. It's being lazy all the time. It hurts.
Yeah, and secondly, sorry to bother you guys, but I just
You're fine.
want when we are applying for some scholarships for international scholarships, so we have to appear in language tests like IELTS and TOEFLs and others. So I want to improve my English more. So how can I do that? Like HelloTalk is a good opportunity for me, but I'm having some troubles to join classes every day. So that's why I just need some other platforms in which I can use to improve my English more.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I gave you one. Here's one article I just found just for you right now. It has 6 scholarships available for Pakistani students in the U.S. Okay, so you can copy that link and you can start with that. But I also saw there's another link right under that that says scholarships and exchange program opportunities. It's the U.S. Embassy and Consulate in Pakistan. So if you contact the consulate, the U.S. consulate in Pakistan, they should be able to give you all the information you need about scholarships.
In the capital?
Probably, yeah, in Karachi, or Islamabad, sorry, in Islamabad.
Yeah, and Gunther is right. Your speaking English is really great.
Yeah,
yeah,
right, yeah.
Thank
and then
you so much,
to
sir.
prepare
Actually,
for the...
I used to teach English to students. Sometimes, like I try my best to convey the knowledge which is inside me because I love to help other people. So that helped me a lot to like improve my English speaking and also listening and reading and other skills as well.
That's good. Yeah. For IELTS, there are some books that you can get to help you prepare. And there are 3 companies that I usually recommend. One is Barron's, the other is Kaplan, and the other is Cambridge. All 3 of these companies make great books for studying for the IELTS test. Okay. So get the books if you can. Definitely get some of the books or one of the books if you can. And then I also think it's really important to focus on your weaknesses, Safina. Most people, when they study, they focus on the things that they're good at, and that's not good. You have to work on the things you're not good at, because that's what's gonna make a difference in your score. Right? So, yeah, focus on your weaknesses, get the books, try to study a good 6 months in advance if you can, prepare for it a good 6 months ahead of time and study hard. The IELTS test and the TOEFL test are hard. And the grammar that's required on those is ridiculously hard.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, the average American or Brit, the average British person or American person would not do very well on that test. And we're natives. Mm-hmm. So how funny is that? It's really weird.
That's like the citizenship exam.
Right, that's right. That's exactly
none
right.
Of us would pass.
The standard of language that's required is honestly a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
So just do the best you can. I also do tell people, if you can afford to take it more than once, then do. Because it's a hard test. It's not always easy to pass it the first time. So sometimes you need to just understand you might need to take it again. And then just prepare for that. And here's the great thing is, if you go into it, if your mind is already in the idea that you're going to take it again, then you're going to be more relaxed when you go take it the first time. And if you're more relaxed, then you'll probably do better.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I tell everybody, just imagine that you're going to take it a second time. Mm-hmm. Because then you can relax a little bit more and just try to do the best you can. And if you don't do well, okay, you didn't do well, but now you know more. You've studied it. You've taken the test once, so you have an idea. And then you can take it again the next time. There are also many, many, many websites for preparing for the IELTS test. If you just do a search online for just IELTS preparation, there are lots of websites for writing, for reading, for speaking, for listening, all covered. Okay?
Okay, sir. Actually, it is like quite difficult for me because my native language is something else. Then my national language, Urdu, and English is the third one for me. So that's why it's it's like very tricky for us to boost every skills to have a good command on listening, reading, speaking, writing.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so honestly, that should be another thing about
that should be taken into account.
Right.
On the IELTS test,
on the IELTS test, that's exactly what it should be. It should be like, how many languages do you already speak?
Yeah, if you speak 2, then all right.
We're gonna make the what do they used to call that? Like a curved grading scale. We're going to curve the grading scale so that if you know 3 or 4 languages already, you only need to get this score.
Because it's like you obviously can retain these types of ideas.
It's a little ridiculous to have the same standard for everyone.
It really is.
Yeah. Well, just do the best you can,
Yes.
Safina. I know it's hard, but your English is pretty good, so I think you'll be okay. You just need to make a plan and make a serious study plan. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. It was nice talking you guys, and I always like join your classes. I try to join, but sometimes I'm like the days are very hectic, so I'm unable to join.
Of course, well, you can
Definitely,
always
I really appreciate you're doing very nice, and thank you so much. I'm very grateful.
you can always go to my YouTube channel, and all of these are on YouTube. So right now you're on YouTube, and when this is finished, this will be uploaded to YouTube, and you can go watch it again if you want to. And I have dozens and dozens of live streams on YouTube, and I have about 75,000 followers here on Hello Talk, and I do live streams a lot, so I get asked a lot of questions. So it's whatever questions you have, I probably have already answered them before in one of my other streams. So you just have to watch them,
Yeah.
and eventually you'll find some good information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
All right. Well,
Thank you so
Safina,
much.
thank you. Yeah, thank you for coming on our stage, and we'll talk to you next time. Okay. Good luck on your exam.
Thank you so much, sir. Get well soon. Take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.
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 Yes, this is going to be on YouTube. Yeah, almost all of my streams are also on YouTube. Yeah, almost all, but not all. Hello, Q47. Yes, we're on YouTube.
And now you are too.
Please talk about the importance of time.
Just in a general sense.
Yeah. Are we talking about like in times of physics, or
Yeah, I
in
was gonna
time
say.
in terms of time management? Are we talking about an esoteric conversation
Yeah, I
about
was
physics,
gonna
or are we
say.
talking about just time
Because
management?
I just saw a video that was talking about the
Yeah, time doesn't exist.
right
It's completely
and how and
in
it's
our-
hard. You can't prove it. It's
Yeah. Yeah, as in terms of physics, time is a construct, which means that
Yes.
it's something that we have created to help ourselves understand the
measure
world
something
better.
Yeah.
But it itself does not actually exist. There is no actual. It's just like directions in space.
Right.
They don't exist either.
It's like,
there's no north, south, east, or west
Right.
in space. Right.
It's like Matthew McConaughey said. Time is a flat circle.
I must have missed that one after.
It was in-
All right.
It was
all
in
right.
True Detective. I love True Detective. Not the second season though.
Time is relative. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I think even within our lives, time can be relative. When you're young, how much longer do the years go by?
Right.
Than as you get older, and the years are
Yeah,
like that.
right, yeah.
A year was a lifetime. When
That's
you were-
right,
When you were
yeah.
a kid.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah, we can cut it early too. We've already been on an hour, and that's,
Yeah. Oh, let's talk to Hossein.
we'll get Hossein up. I don't want to brutalize you.
It's
here.
all right, man. I'm. I always feel weird when I complain about being sick for
There's
things. 'cause
nothing
I just,
wrong with that complaint.
I know. Hello,
Hey,
Hossein.
number one Nicki Minaj fan.
Yeah. How are you, man?
Okay, well, I'm so good. I'm feeling wonderful right now, and I just want to say, I must admit that. Okay, first of all, let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this. I just want to express my, sincere gratitude for what you've done so far for English learners out there. I mean, you two have been, legends. I'm genuinely grateful for that.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I mean, for real, like, this is real talk. I must admit that, what you have been doing, you've been inspiring people out there, making sure that, they have to, kind of improve their English, just being able to communicate and do all that things. So thank you so much for that. And also, your dedication to, teaching has truly impacted me as well. So thank you so much, Mark. And
You're
Mark,
welcome.
Mr. Mark, I just want to say, what does it take to get you become one of the Nicki's fan? I've been going back and forth.
She's gonna have to pull me up on stage. She's gonna have to pull me up on stage like she does at her concerts.
I'll tell
and
you
dance.
what. I'll tell you what, Hussein. I'll tell you what.
Okay, I'm all listening. I'm listening. Go ahead.
I am not that familiar with her music, to be honest. Most of what I don't like about her is just that I just don't like that kind of personality.
Persona-based, yeah.
It's the persona. It's not the music necessarily. It's the persona.
I kind of see. I'm kind of the opposite. I don't really know much of her songs, but I kind of think her persona is kind of funny. She's this she's a New York sort of, that's her thing. Is she's a Brooklyn bee.
Yeah.
That's sort of the thing.
Well,
Actually, she was raised in Queens. Right?
Yeah, Queens, right? Yeah.
Why
that's
don't you
right.
do me a favor and send me 3 of your favorite songs, and I will listen to them, and then I will let you know what I think.
He's giving her a chance. He's giving her a chance.
I will give her a chance. I will give her. Oh, look, there's a deer.
Okay, well, Super
wow.
Bass, Starship, and Super Bass, Starship. I'm sorry. F the club up.
Send them to me. Send me a message so that I'll remember, and then I'll check them out. Okay.
Definitely, I will definitely send it
For you. I will check Nicki Minaj out.
So Mark, compared to, would you say that she's the greatest rapper alive?
For right now, I will say that. Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to say anything.
Kendrick Lamar's been hitting the game hard.
To be honest with you, I still think Eminem is better.
Eminem? No,
Yeah.
he's whack these
No,
days.
I'm talking about female rappers. Well, you probably know that it's a
female rappers.
male-dominant
I don't know that many female rappers.
Megan
to
Thee
be honest
Stallion
with you.
is pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not that familiar.
Like, I'm gonna have to disagree on that, Clay.
I knew.
No.
She's good.
She's got a big foot. She's got a big foot. Nikki, you're dropping this. This track. Against Megan Thee Stallion. It's called, I think, Bigfoot. Yeah. And it's been going viral for a while on the internet. But no, I'm not with you on that. Megan Thee Stallion, no. She's not.
Here's the other thing, Hossein. The other problem I have is a problem I have with some rap in general, which is that I don't like any kind of rap that has diss tracks and all this kind of stuff. I just don't like that.
Some of the themes just aren't relatable for
Sure,
so, and that's just part of it.
Right,
It's we grew up in maybe different sort of
but on the other hand,
communities and
man,
things.
one of the first records I ever bought was Run DMC Raising Hell.
Well, right,
that was the first.
That's pretty far removed.
That's far removed. Yeah. So I started listening to rap when rap started.
Yeah.
So I started listening to Run DMC and the Beastie Boys and Sugar Hill Gang.
They stole. Have you ever heard that story about how the Sugar Hill Gang basically stole all their raps? All those guys who knew them. It was all underground in New York.
Back
and
then
they
it
just
wasn't stealing.
They were they were writing down. They literally wrote down their lyrics for Rapper's Delight, and then came and just bit their whole lines, all of it.
But at the time though, that was tipping the hat. That wasn't stealing so much as it was.
Well, they made a bunch of money off it. And the other guys did.
Later, but when they did it,
when they first dropped it,
it's just like the Beastie Boys first. Like Ill Communication had tons and tons of samples on it that they should have paid for, but they didn't.
Well, samples are one thing, because samples I think are just a big part of it, but just ripping off lyrics entirely.
Okay, but Led Zeppelin, almost, I would say a good 20% of Led Zeppelin lyrics are from blues musicians from the United States. They stole them exactly.
That's like Elvis.
Right.
Elvis basically
same
just
thing.
stole all of his music.
Yeah. Ray Charles goes off on Elvis.
And he goes off on Elvis and the Beatles too.
Yeah. Anyway,
not only is she a rapper, she's greatest rapper, but she's also contributed a lot to rap and pop culture. Nicki Minaj.
And she does a lot for community stuff too.
I wish she would be a little bit more positive. I wish she'd be a little bit more positive. That's all. You know, I like positive rappers. Like there's one named Common. I like Common.
Yeah,
you know,
I actually got to see Common in Denver at VIP. It was really cool.
Yeah.
My buddy was a talent buyer at the club.
I saw the Beastie Boys a long time ago with Talib Kweli, and he was awesome also. And so
yeah, totally cool.
I love rappers who rap about stuff that matters. And
yeah,
that
Common definitely has great themes.
Right,
He has way better themes.
And
But his are elevated, yeah.
Yeah, and both of them start in an iconic movie called Barbershop.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
That's right.
That
yeah.
is an iconic movie.
That's right. Yeah.
There's an iconic scene where like Common was hitting on Nikki in the car. Nikki was asking him if she wanted to spend the night with him, and like, yeah, that was so good. I mean,
Yeah, Common is a good actor too.
He is. He really is.
He's actually a good actor.
What was that train movie that he was in?
He was in the TV show.
Yeah,
Hell on Wheels.
That's right. That was good. He was good.
Yeah, he was great in that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I have my relationship with rap is one that I do like rap, but I don't particularly appreciate the rap.
It needs to be curated.
Yeah, it has to stay positive. If it's talking about B's and H's and money and drugs and all that, I'm not into it. I'm not into it at all. You know, like what's his name? Takeshi. What's his name?
Yeah, he just screams.
Yeah, like all those guys who are just talking about, you know, they have videos with lots of money and naked girls and all this. I'm not into it. I'm not into it. You know, if it's positive, if it has, if there's a positive message, then I'm into it.
Common's live show was really cool. It was
most of the time they're just flexing. They're just flexing about what they.
It gives wrong ideas to kids.
But here's the problem with that, Hossein. The problem with that is that flexing is something that most adults grow out of.
There you go.
Most adults reach a point where we're mature. Like, I'm a good teacher, but you don't see me out here saying like all the other teachers are terrible. I'm the only good teacher. I'm the best. I'm number one. That's not what we do, right? Somebody's, you know, adults don't flex. You don't have to. When you're an adult and you're really confident in who you are, you don't have to tell anybody how great you are.
Unless you're Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right. Yeah. Or Muhammad Ali.
He's always flexing.
Muhammad Ali. I'm the greatest of all time.
Yes.
You know.
That was his whole marketing thing, too.
Yeah. But that's kind of my thing, is just that, like, I just want it to be positive. And if it's not positive, then I can't really get into it. And it's partly because I can't relate.
Yeah. That's exactly
it's partly what I can't relate. Yeah. So, anyway.
Okay, guys, let me tell you something. Have you guys? I'm guessing. You know, I'm assuming that you've probably heard about this. I mean, have you heard about like Sean Diddy Combs' case?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's all over the news.
All over everywhere.
He's done.
Yeah,
he's cooked.
He's done.
His goose is cooked.
I never accepted he would. Yes, I never accepted he would do something like that. This is so nasty.
I knew it.
I
knew it. I never liked him to begin with. I always thought
because he was always just riding people's coattails. He stole from Biggie, he stole from Tupac, and just stole their thunder.
He's exactly the kind of person that I'm talking about. No mature adult acts like that.
Well, and he didn't actually he never actually made any music. Any music he made
was a producer.
Was from someone else.
Right. So yeah, he's a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
He's a middleman.
I don't think he's creatively interesting at all.
No.
Not at all. Or talented even.
No. He co-opted other people's talent and creativity.
Yeah, his big thing is he's a great promoter. He's a great promoter.
A good businessman.
Yeah, right. So his parties is apparently, I didn't know about this, but apparently his parties have been going on since 1989, I just read.
How many bottles of baby oil do you think?
I know, right? Yeah. And the article I just read this morning said like that all the celebrities knew that they should leave the party by 5 a.m. because that's when things got really freaky. 5 a.m., man? Wow.
No, I'm in bed. Okay. I'm in bed at 9 p.m.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've been to a lot of parties, Hussein. I'm a drummer. I'm a musician.
Yeah.
We used to have big parties after every show.
In Denver, there's quite a big scene, but nothing ever got like that.
I used to play a show in a rock club, and it was packed with people. And after the show, we would get on the microphone and tell everybody where we lived down the street, and invite everybody, 200 people, to our show or to our party. And we had big parties.
Oh, yeah.
But again,
the baby oil never came out.
Yeah, it was never. It was a good party. It wasn't a bacchanalia.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't. What's the name of the Caligula?
Yeah,
it wasn't,
right. It wasn't Caligula or Dionysus or whatever, right? Yeah, it was. We had rock and roll parties, but if you're going beyond a rock party, then that's more than you need to do.
Yeah,
that's more than you need to do.
it's true.
Yeah. So anyway, I to be honest with you, I think he's done. I think he's cooked, and I'm okay with it.
I'm thinking there's going to be more.
I think there will be more
down the pipeline.
I think there will be more. Yeah,
I think more to the story. There's going to be more.
There's going to be more people.
Okay, and now there are a bunch of celebrities that could be accomplices.
I agree.
In terms of the
absolutely.
Jennifer Lopez, I mean. A lot of them, like I don't know, Kevin. I don't know. Kevin flew out to Canada. I don't know.
But he's fleeing. I think we've got an extradition treaty.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Right? Yeah.
I don't think he would do that. I mean, Kevin Hart.
No, you gotta. If you're gonna flee from America, you gotta go south.
Right. Yeah. If Kevin gets caught up in this, I'm not gonna cry about it.
Yeah. I liked him. I did love him in the new Jumanji with him and Jack Black. He has some stuff that he's been funny in that I've liked, but it's a lot of the same shtick.
Yeah.
Which is what killed Pauly Shore.
Yeah, I think I think
oversaturated.
Yeah, yeah. You see him on every TV commercial in America. He's everywhere. Kevin Hart is all over the TV all the time, and it's kind of annoying. I'm over it.
He is. He's there. We call that an oversaturation.
Yeah.
When you see something a lot.
Commercials.
Yeah.
He's got so many commercials. Ridiculous.
I can't blame
commercials.
him.
Yeah.
$1 million a pop.
What really blew my mind was when I heard that Jay-Z and Beyonce were a part of that. Like
that didn't surprise me.
Jay-Z and Beyonce were part of what?
Part of the whole Diddy thing.
And
that's Drake. Yeah,
racketeering, sexual trafficking, abuse. I mean, all of that.
Yeah, there are some serious allegations.
Right. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. That's what I meant about. I see other people getting caught up in this.
Okay. To be honest, again though, like
who cares?
Yeah,
I just want to see justice served. But honestly, I really don't even care.
I do like a lot of Jay-Z stuff.
I've never been a big Jay-Z fan.
I tell you what, when I saw his documentary, that changed things for me because I did see somebody with a serious talent mentally that I've not seen in other people before. He is able to spit, just flow, and it's pretty amazing the way his brain works that way. Yeah, but anyway, but on the whole, Hussein, I'm just not.
I don't trust billionaires. That's my.
Well, there's that too. Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, but I'm rap is definitely not a music I listen to often. It's not that I don't like it.
I do like some,
but I don't listen to it very much.
I don't listen to it super often, but when I do, I like kind of like trap stuff, like Lil Baby.
Yeah,
he knows more than I do about that stuff.
I like that stuff.
Yeah,
Young Thug, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, see, I'm old. I like stuff from the OG days.
Yeah, I still love my Tupac. I love Tupac. When it comes to Biggie versus Tupac, I'm Tupac.
See, like I go back before Tupac, like NWA.
Right?
Like,
oh yeah. Easy E.
Yeah. LL Cool J. Yeah, like I grew up in the 80s, so I grew up with the beginning of rap.
That was the Digital Underground.
Yeah, that's right.
That was Tupac when he came in later.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You know who I miss?
I heard the question.
Digital Underground, Big Nose dude. What's his name?
Humpty.
The Humpty.
Yeah, the Humpty dance was what they did.
Yeah.
My name is Humpty.
Yeah. What was his name?
I should have never liked Humpty.
Oh, God, I love that dude.
Like Cupid.
He was
I use a word that don't mean nothing, like Luke did. You stare, you glare, you're constantly trying to compare me, but you can't get near to me.
Yeah. Doing
So
the
just
Humpty
let me
dance,
introduce
do the
myself.
hump.
My name is
Do the hump.
Humpty.
Do the Humpty Hump.
Do the hump. Do the Humpty Hump.
I can remember
I mean, Clay,
in
you could make a hell of a rapper. Right? You
No,
could
I
make a
think
hell of
those
a
days are
rapper.
past. Those days are past. My crew has all abandoned me at this point.
that's funny. That's funny.
All right.
Anyway,
Okay. Here's the question. I've been meaning to ask you, and it's about like grammar in English. I know everybody has asked you, multiple times about that. I used to be an English teacher, and I remember one of my students would ask me about that. Grammar, has been a real burden for me. Like over this past, I think she's been studying English for, I think for almost 3 years now. And sometimes, she cannot just, get the understanding of what it is about, English grammar. Like, sometimes it kind of throws you off, right? And so, my question for you is that, like, because the goal is communication, right? After all, the goal is communication. As long as you can express yourself, occasional grammar slip up isn't the end of the world. So, what do you say for someone like English learners out there trying to get there? Because native speakers get it wrong sometimes, right?
Yes.
You can always get it from your guess. But what is there any like way for them to kind of overcome the fear of grammatical mistake? Because I don't know how to cope with that, and I don't know how to tell them that okay, this is just like a minor problem, but how would you like for example, if you were to have a lot of students, so what would you tell them to not to be afraid of speaking public and just make as many mistakes as they can while speaking English? So what would you say?
I would say
Because
exactly what you just said.
it's like yeah.
Yeah, and reiterate that it's not going to hurt them. Nothing is going to change in their lives at all if they make a grammar mistake.
Especially as a non-native.
As a non-native, there's absolutely
Non-native,
Yeah.
nothing that can actually happen to them, nothing to actually fear from making a grammar
As
mistake.
a native speaker, there are some people who walk around and we call them the grammar police, and they will correct you for every little mistake you make, no matter how stupid or insignificant it might be. But
when
in
sometimes
general,
it's not even used in like
Right.
spoken grammar in
like just the other
usual
day when that
language.
person asked about, what was it? I have just done or I did it.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's the difference?
Right.
And it's, what is the difference?
Yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't make a difference. There's no, who cares? Like
Exactly.
that was my point. It was like, if you said, I have just done it or I just did it,
Yeah.
what's the difference? None.
Yeah.
There's no difference.
And if someone's telling you there is, don't listen to them.
And on a test, if I missed that question, I wouldn't even care.
You're right.
Like I wouldn't even care because it's inconsequential. And there are certain parts of English grammar that are inconsequential.
Yeah.
They're almost like the what do you call it? The tail we used to
Yeah,
have.
the primordial or not,
vestigial tail.
Yeah,
It means like human beings used to have a tail, right? But we don't anymore. Why? Because we didn't need it, so
Yeah.
we lost it, right? Well,
These used to be fins.
English grammar has a lot of things still in it that we don't need anymore that need to just go away.
Yeah.
And
The spleen of English.
right, yeah, the spleen of English. That's right. Yeah. So the tonsils,
The tonsils
the
of
adenoids,
English. Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's going to be a good name for a book. The adenoids of English. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I would
I'll
tell
keep that in
you
mind.
is
I will
what I would
count
tell
on
you
that
is
number,
is your English is great. Okay, your English
Yeah.
is excellent. If you came to America tomorrow, you
Well,
would
it's
be
not that
fine.
good.
If you came to America tomorrow, you would be fine. Okay.
You'd fit in with all the Barbies.
Yeah. If you had a chance to meet Nikki, she would have no trouble talking to you.
Yep.
She would have no trouble understanding you at all. She would be fine talking to you. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm trying to say is the standard to come to America is here. The standard to pass the IELTS test or the TOEFL test is here. And it's ridiculous because the average native speaker might be here. we're here.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe even under what it takes to get
Right,
get into the country.
Yeah. So,
and maybe ask your students what individually what it is that they're afraid of, and then
I mean, like,
prove to them that that's nothing.
Yes, in here, yes, in here we do have a cafe. There's like a cafe where we get together and speak English. And I think once I asked them to pull over and pull up and just be there and just start speaking English. And all of them said that, okay, teacher, we're afraid of making mistake. We might have, okay, we're not coming. And because and now they've been studying English for over like 3 years. And for over or maybe 4 years, I don't know exactly, but okay, you've been there. You probably know how it works. You shouldn't be afraid of that. Like, this is gonna be, everything is going to be smooth and normal for you.
I agree.
You just have to suck it up. You just have to suck it up, show up, do it.
Yeah.
Just do
Can-
it.
can- let me ask you a question.
Is
Is Rumi still well known? Molana, is Molana still really well known? Do people still talk about Molana a lot? Yes. Okay.
Yes, we have
then,
Molana, yeah.
then you should tell them what Molana said, which is, he said, all of your anxiety comes from seeking harmony. Seek disharmony and you will find peace. So what that means is, you have to be willing to be uncomfortable to become comfortable. So when you go to this group to talk, you have to be, if you want to be comfortable, you have to raise your hand. You cannot become comfortable without going through the dark tunnel.
Yeah.
So remind them of that quote, because that's from your culture. And that quote is one of my favorites. I love that quote.
It applies to like travel too, I think.
It does, yeah. It applies to just anything.
lot of things,
just the idea of becoming comfortable means you have to be willing to be uncomfortable.
But you know what, Mark? That would also raise the question whether they should learn formal English or everyday language, and because I think probably you have to strike a balance, okay, between those, because as both of them are really essential. Right? Crucial.
No, I agree. But in general, though, I actually don't encourage people to learn casual English or formal English. I think that if you learn formalized English, that's good almost anywhere.
Right.
That's a key that will go anywhere. So you can go into a Nicki Minaj concert and you can speak with proper formal English, and everybody should be okay with you. But if you go to if you met a famous politician or something and you wanted to speak to them and you used very casual, informal language, that wouldn't be appropriate, right? So that's why I'm saying that formal, proper language. Let's not call it formal, because formal makes you think too much like bow ties.
Yeah, you're at a business meeting or something. Yeah.
So proper English is useful anywhere, but improper English, which is what we would call slang, and in casual English, is not useful everywhere. So I think it should be learned later, or not even worried about.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it at all.
One of them is so obsessed with hood English. Yeah, one of my students is so obsessed with hood English. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know.
Just
But-
the other
Yeah,
the
but
other day, like, he pulled up and he was like, "What up, cuz?" I'm like, "What up, cuz?"
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Is actually, here's what you need to tell that person. You need to tell that person that if they want people to think their English is good, then they need to know that "what up, cuz" is not appropriate to use everywhere.
There could be a chance of offending someone.
Right, yeah.
Saying that.
And as a matter of fact, more than just offending people, like I said, if most people that are learning English, they want people to think their English is good. And if you come up to me and say, "What's up, cuz?"
I'm gonna think he kind of knows. He at least knows a bit about the intricacies,
well,
but
yeah, but I'm gonna say that I think you're on the wrong track.
Yeah, I would
You're
agree
on
with
the wrong
that.
track.
I agree with that.
And language has to do with psychology and sociology, and there's something called code switching.
Yeah.
Code switching means that when you change the way you act or speak in front of different people.
The way we speak in front of the students.
Right. So when I'm on camera, this is teacher Mark, and I try to be teacher Mark. I don't use any bad words. Well, I let one slip by today, but I try to be a different person, right? So the same thing is true when if the only way you know how to speak is "What's up, cuz," then that's a problem.
Right.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
So your student, you need to tell them that there are times when they need to say, "Hello, sir, nice to meet you," not "What's up, cuz."
If they're with their friends that they already know, that they've
Yeah.
already built a reputation with, then that's different. But yeah, if you walk up to anybody and you say,
Yeah, right. I say the same thing to lots of Indian guys because lots of Indians in Hindi, there's a word that means brother, and they use it in conversation all the time. In Hindi, they'll constantly call people my brother because it's a friendly thing to try to establish, a nice
connection.
Connection, right. But when they learn English, then they start doing it in English, and they're constantly saying, hey, bro, hey, bro, hey, bro, what's up, bro? How are you, bro? And I have to tell them, no, man, you don't know me. You don't get to call me bro if you don't know me. You should call me Mark, teacher Mark, sir, something like that is what you should address a new person that you don't know. So language has some etiquette.
Yeah.
There's some etiquette, right? Some proper ways of using it, when and where, right? So what I would say is it's fine if your student wants to learn Hood English, but try to make sure they understand Hood English is called Hood English because it's only useful in the hood. So if you're in the hood, you can use Hood English and you'll be fine. But if you're not in the hood, then you can't use Hood English outside the hood, or you can, but I think it's a bad idea.
It depends on who you're around.
From a native English teacher talking to non-natives learning English. I think it's a bad idea to learn Hood English and then use it anywhere else other than the hood.
Why not? You need the baseline English.
Right.
And then you can build on that. There's no need to go into specific communities, basically, is what you're doing.
I already told them you should stick to formal English, because that kind of English can be used in formal settings, business environment, and also job interviews.
It can be used almost anywhere, and you're okay. Right. Yeah. So, but Hood English is only good in the hood. So if you're going to the hood, that's fine.
Right.
But if you're going anywhere else, if you're at the grocery store, Hood English not useful. If you're trying to get your driver's license at the BMV, no, that's not a good place to use Hood English.
Right.
So I would just remind people that there's a time and a place for every kind of language. Yeah.
Okay. And you already asked me what my line of work is. Like, I used to be a wholesaler. I used to sell kitchen stuff, like kitchen tools. Now I'm a retailer. And now, Mark, you're not gonna believe this. I haven't made a single sale in a week.
Wow.
Market has been brutal. Market has been brutal. I've tried so many, ways, just, making sure that, I still have my regular customer, but it seems like, the foot traffic is gone. Like, nobody's everybody's holding on to their money.
Well, that's true.
That's how it is here too.
There are two things there. There's one is everybody's holding on to their money because the problem is the same here. It's not as bad as in Iran, but we have bad inflation here too, and things are really expensive here too, and so everybody is also trying to keep more of their money here now too. So I think that's both of those things are happening. Is people are buying online because it's cheaper and easier, and two, people are keeping their money because it's just a bad economy all the way around. So what I would say is, just
because
do events.
I've been thinking of buying gold, because in Iran everybody's buying gold, and but the thing is it doesn't generate any cash flow.
Right.
You can't spend gold.
I think that's just I think it's another form of pyramid scheme in a way.
A lot of it is just people not losing faith in
That's
traditional,
exactly right.
in traditional
and
economic
they also
systems.
don't understand that the more they do that, the less faith that people have.
Right.
Economies are based
purely on faith.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Economies are based purely on faith. And the more you buy gold, you're basically saying, I don't have faith in this anymore. So you're actually making the problem worse.
And the faith in gold is still faith.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
not like
That's
that's
exactly
some
right.
sort of different,
especially
thing.
when you consider the fact that there actually is a lot more gold than we know about.
way more.
Yeah.
There's-
So
yeah.
tomorrow they could find a huge gold deposit in Mexico, and then suddenly the price of gold is going to change
and the
drastically.
amount of gold that we have is way more than people think,
Right,
too.
yeah.
You know, the amount of gold that's
But you know
already
what?
available.
You cannot. But you know what? You cannot ignore the fact that gold is like an appreciating asset, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it is appreciating, but it's still it's
It's still like a resource. It's
Yeah,
not, you
right.
know, because like you said, it doesn't generate any cash flow until years later, like an investment, you know,
yeah,
which is
right. Yeah. So
But it could
I
also
think
but it could also be beneficial. In Iran, it could also be beneficial, like during economic downturn.
yeah,
Yeah, no.
and to move your economy maybe even towards something like that.
right, like in your situation, it's not going to be necessarily the same as mine,
Right.
you know. But for Americans, whenever I see those commercials on TV about buy gold, and not to mention those are all scams.
Yeah.
Like those are almost all scams.
Yeah, they're giving you way less than.
Oh yeah, you don't get what you
Yeah,
value at all. That's not a big thing that I would recommend, but for you it might be different. I think for you, man, you're just in a rough spot. You're in a place where, you know, Iran is going through some stuff right now, and I think that everybody's, you know, doing the best they can to get through it. And hard times. It's just the way it goes sometimes. Hard times, you know.
And you cannot take out a loan. The interest rate.
Right.
I mean,
I know.
It's not
yeah,
worth it.
Yeah. Right. Same thing here. Yeah, I wouldn't take out a loan here for anything.
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not as bad as Iran, but bad. Yeah. So, yeah. But Hossein, just do the best you can, man. Stick it out. Push through. You've got that great personality. Make sure people see that personality.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Don't worry, man. You'll make it through. I have faith in you.
Thank you so much for the pep talk.
You're welcome.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, Hossein, I'm going to let you go, my friend.
If you guys, okay, let me tell you something. I know if you guys are going to Istanbul, I think teacher Clay said that. I mean, he would like. Are you going to Istanbul?
I don't have a plan to do it now. It's just kind of a dream of mine. I'd like to do sort of a Roman history tour from Rome to Istanbul.
Oh no, we lost
his time
him.
ran out.
Yeah, his time limit again. Yeah, so we'll see. You know, next year maybe if we can scrounge together some money, we can make a little world tour and see what we can do.
Sell some of my old comic books.
That's right. Yeah.
Those are my investments. Those are my gold.
Okay, let me check the comments. Make sure I didn't miss anything.
We need to break the fear of failure. I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Gunter, your English is fine.
Yeah, we
Relax,
talked to
man.
you, yeah.
As a matter of fact, Gunter, I was brushing up a little bit on my German a little bit the other day, just trying to refresh my memory, you know, and it's slowly coming back to me. I did study it for 3 years in high school, and now my understanding of language is much greater than it was then. So now when I look back at things, I'm like, oh, okay.
I was in a German class in high school. I wouldn't say I studied it. So.
My German teacher was like a 80-year-old Estonian woman.
Oh, ours was like a 35-year-old, not Estonian. She was American, and she.
Terrible.
It was hard. No, yeah, she was kind of mean, but it was kind of hard to focus.
Yeah, Frau Martin. Frau Martin was my.
Frau Lutz.
What does cuz mean? It means cousin.
Cousin.
Well, no, it has two meanings. Cuz means cousin, or it means because.
Yeah.
So sometimes I say, I need to go to the store cuz we're out of milk. And that's a shortened version of because, informal, not appropriate on a test or something like that.
Right.
That's exactly what I mean. Like, see, that's a perfect example of when should you use cuz, meaning because, in a text message? No problem. On a test paper? No. You know, and then cuz, what's up, cuz? Yeah, you know, it's not that common anymore, to be honest. I think that's dated.
It is a bit dated.
Yeah, that's like 2000s,
Yeah,
90s.
I think there's a little more bruh these days.
Bruh's more common now. Yeah. And it used to be bro, now it's bruh.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, or bruv.
Or bruv.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the English.
That's
coming
right.
over.
Yeah, that's right.
What's up, bro?
Yeah.
Bang, you see, and go bang, bang, bang. It's like how all the English rap is.
Do I have friends in Pakistan? Yeah.
We were talking to one earlier.
Can I pronounce won't, and want? Whoa, oh, wah, ah. Look at the difference. Won't, oh, and wah, want, ah. Open your mouth more for want. And it doesn't mean what's up, cuz, doesn't mean cousin.
It's their literal cousin. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually, what's up, cuz, is a friendly word that just means, a friend of yours. This is my cuz. This is my cuz means like, this is my bro.
Right.
He's not really my cousin. He's not really
It's
my
signifying a type of family connection that may
Right.
not exist,
That's
but
right.
it's because you're close to that person.
It's like when I was in Taiwan. I got really close with one of my friends who was married, and he had kids, and they called me Uncle Mark.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
Am I their uncle? No, I'm not their uncle, but I'm close, right?
Yeah.
Take care, Gunter.
Shushu. Is Shushu, is that uncle?
Shushu is uncle.
Yeah,
and-
Shushu.
yeah, mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't show me teeth.
Yeah, what is that?
I think it's a primate aggression display.
Yeah, right. I'm not here every day. No. What does a pep talk mean? Pep, the word pep means to have some energy. It's pep. It's got a lot of pep, means it has a lot of energy. So a pep talk is it's some advice or some words that you give to somebody to encourage
Yeah,
them,
to try to build them up.
to build their energy up,
Yes.
right? So you're trying to build up their pep.
Sometimes we say put some pep in your step, which means go a little faster, or maybe just get a little I don't know, friendlier with it. Putting pep in your step is
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think of pep as being like energy, full of
Right.
energy. As a matter of
Yes,
fact,
exactly. Put some energy in
Let's
your
look to
step.
see, where does
Yeah.
pep come from? I'm curious.
It
Because
almost
it's such a
seems like
small word, you got to
yeah.
wonder. Oh, that's interesting. It's a shortened form of pepper.
I was gonna say pepper because because
spirit,
it's like
energy, pep rally, even pep rally. How about that?
Yeah,
pep
pep rally.
talk, pep rally, pepper. Yeah, so it means to a meeting that inspires enthusiasm.
Yeah, in high school we would have what's called a pep rally, where the whole school would gather into the gymnasium, and then the teachers would come out, rah rah rah.
Right,
Here's our school, and we're all
Yeah.
great. And
it was like nationalism for high school.
yeah, and most high schoolers have no pep, not before, during, or after the pep rally. It's generally looked at with sarcasm.
Yeah, that was my first experience with when I decided I was not a nationalist.
Yeah, exactly.
was high school pep rallies when it was
Right.
like, "Yay,
Yeah,
team, we're the best, and you're
Yeah.
terrible, and we're number one." Yeah, right. We're gonna get in trouble. Why did you guys
It's like the only
could
time I've
speak
ever
English?
chanted
But
it.
huh? AI or Al? 我听不懂你问什么. What are you asking?
Maybe.
Hello, everyone. My headache is slowly going away. Thank
Yeah, I kind of
God.
had one, and then it's starting to go back away now.
Oh. Thank you, Fabian. Thank you, Tanya, for the gifts. Passive participle phrases like be inspired by something. Let me think about that for a moment. Let me look up on the right page.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what he wants explained.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to figure that out too by looking at it and seeing. The man saw the captured slave. Captured is a passive participle. So it's talking about
the present
something
with
that
the past
happened to
tense.
someone else,
Yeah.
is what it is.
Because he's a captured slave right now, but captured is a
Right.
is a-
So it says here, the passive voice, it uses the verb to be along with the past participle to change the position of the actor, right? So he was eaten. To be is a
Right.
form of to be, right? He was eaten by the lions. So again, you're talking about something that happened to someone else, right? That's what makes it passive. And it has regular verbs. They use regular verbs, and usually they end in ed, right? For irregular verbs, they might take the other various forms, so you can still use those. But let's see. Participles agree with the noun they modify in number, case, and gender. Okay, so yeah, I guess what I would ask is, Khaled, what is your problem with them? Because
What is it you're not understanding?
yeah, right. Because it's just talking about something that happened to someone else. That's
Right.
all that it makes it passive. This is a case where I
Right.
think sometimes the language,
The verbiage
makes
for
it
that-
sound confusing.
It does.
Right.
100%.
So that's why I'm saying passive participle makes it sound like it's a very confusing thing, but it's not. You're
It's
just talking
just
about
the way something is like written, it's mostly how things are
right.
written when
You're talking
talking
about
from that
what
perspective.
happened to someone else. He was eaten by the lions.
Yeah.
You know.
It's just a kind
Yeah.
of third person.
Yeah, I could say the lions ate him.
Yeah.
Now I've changed it, but he was eaten by the lions. That makes it passive. Yeah. Yeah, his English is really amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
he's got
English is
amazing.
great.
Like again, the Iranians. It's
Yeah.
always interesting to me.
Yeah.
I wish I could go visit. Honest to
Yeah,
God,
that'd
I
be
really
cool.
do. Do we use passive voice in normal conversation? Sure. If we're talking about other people,
Right.
if we're talking about something that happened to someone else or someplace else or something else, then yes, we use passive voice. Sure. Yeah. As a matter of fact, like gossip. Gossip
Right.
would be a classic example of where you use passive voice often. All right. Nobody else. Russian people. What about Russian people?
He's just
Yeah, I don't know.
just thinking it out.
Yeah. If you have questions, we have answers. Possibly.
Oh, he thinks we're two Russians. Maybe,
Huh?
maybe. I don't know. That's what song is saying. We don't sound Russian.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We could try to sound Russian.
That's right. Yes.
What I do not know.
Что?
Yes. Da, da,
Что?
da.
It's funny when I do know a few Russian words, and I remember one time I was saying them for somebody, and they said you don't sound very Russian, and then I did it again, but I made it a little bit more like angry. They were like, "That sounds more that sounds more Russian."
All I know are Russian curse words.
You just have to put a little bit of seriousness on it, and
Yeah,
a little.
That's kind of like it feels like German too.
Yeah,
you know, it
same
needs,
thing.
It
yeah.
needs the seriousness.
Yeah,
sort of to
German
it.
and Russian both have this kind of like if you put a little bit of almost anger on it, it sounds
Yeah.
a little bit more legit somehow.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, funny.
Assalamu alaikum, Modi.
Well, when they say assalamu alaikum, then your reply should be wa alaikum assalam.
Ah, wa alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Okay.
Wa alaikum assalam. Yeah, that's the proper response back and
I
forth.
see.
How can you become fluent in English? Oh, the classic question.
That is the classic.
Go watch my YouTube. Classic answer.
Yeah, there you go.
How to correct your accent. Alex?
It depends on if it needs correct.
Yeah, it depends on your accent. It's hard for me to give you specific advice without knowing you or talking to you. Have you learned phonics? Alex, have you learned phonics? English phonics? And boss, I don't really have a TikTok. Well, then that's where I would start. That's where I would start, Alex. Start with learning English phonics. English phonics is how we learn to pronounce things, and that's how you should learn too. And it's not that hard. It is a mathematical sequence of combinations. That's it. That's all it is.
And the sounding out. A-E-I-O-U.
A-E-I-O-U, ba 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 ba, ka 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 ka, da 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 da, fa 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 fa.
Nice.
That's my system. Yeah.
It's gonna break out in a song.
Yeah, I created my own when I learned Chinese and I learned Bapa Muffa.
Yeah.
Then I decided, well, that's cool. I like that idea. Like, let me do that for English. Let's take the phonics and put them in a more organized way. So that's what I do is I teach people long vowels and short vowels, and then I start by adding the consonants to the beginning or the end.
Yeah, that is. So and it's like the way that.
Yeah, baby bai ba boo, keiki kai koku, daddy dai doo doo, fei fi fi fo fu, gegi kai go goo. Ba 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 ba, ka ka ki ka ka, da da di da da, fa 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 fa, ga ga gi ga ga.
Yeah,
that's all.
And those
are
all sounds you're going to be making,
right?
Yeah.
And then you flip it to the end, a ba 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 ba, ak ek ik ok ak, ad ed od od, and again, it's extremely. I mean, it gets pretty much every sound that's there.
It does.
You know?
It really does.
Yeah. I'll show you that sometime. I've got it written down.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. It only gets a little hairy with certain letters like Q.
Right.
Yeah, well, of course. You know.
Right. That's always the exceptions.
Right, yeah. My YouTube is right here. You see a lot of abbreviations. What do you mean, Carolina? Do you feel there's a great difference between generations in the use of language? How can we notice as foreigners?
Like in our language, we use a lot of abbreviations.
Well, I think that a lot of that has to do with technology.
Yeah.
Like are you.
Written.
The letters are you and that kind of thing. I think a lot of that has to do with Twitter. That started with Twitter.
Because you had only so many characters to use.
I mean, had they ever thought that through? You know, like I wonder if any linguists ever went to them and said, you know, hey, if you make a character limit count on language on your app, you understand that's going to affect language, right? Because now people are going to be abbreviating everything to the nth degree to make a statement.
Yeah.
And then that's why I don't have Twitter, because it's still, you cannot. They say it's a great place to go. Yeah, it is. But they say it's a great place to go get news, but it's not, because nothing is in depth. Everything is shallow.
And now who knows whether
that's exactly
or not you're getting means anything.
Right. And it's all just so shallow. You can't. What was the original character count? Was like 144 or something like that?
Yeah.
Something like that. You can't say of anything of any real consequence or depth in 144 characters.
That's not news.
Right. Yeah.
Alexander, no, we are not in California.
No. We're in Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah.
I'm the governor.
What's my biggest fear?
I don't know. The heat death of the universe.
Stupidity ruling the world.
Yeah.
That's my biggest fear.
I agree with that.
Yeah, stupidity ruling the world.
And I'm afraid right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'm scared.
I'm scared, yes.
We're in danger.
Yeah, Ralph. I'm in danger.
Yeah.
My cat's breath smells like cat food. Yeah, now I got a headache.
Right, like NGL and TBH. What's NGL?
Not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie. Oh, right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. But to be honest with you, do you know how often I use those in my life? Almost never.
Yeah, I don't even really use abbreviations.
Almost never.
And I'm online, quite a bit
all the time.
and I still don't really use them.
I'm an English teacher. I can't bring myself to lower my language that low. I just can't do it. So I will write, to be honest.
Or you use something else. Usually
there are a handful that I might use of these abbreviations, but only a handful.
Yeah.
The rest of them, I will write it out because my life is not so important that I can't write the letters Y-O-U or A-R-E. You know, I can write them. I'm okay with that. What am I doing when I'm bored with my job? Well, fortunately, I don't get too bored with my job. I like my job. I love teaching. So I don't get too much of it. Reddit is in-depth. Reddit is better, but I wouldn't call it in-depth. It's still just a community of...
you're not getting professional analysis or something like that.
Right. Because that's the thing. When you have these town hall type style of like anybody can talk about anything...
It grants validity to some bad opinions.
And it's like Marcus Aurelius said, the opinions of 10,000 people mean nothing if they know nothing of the subject.
Yeah.
And so... That's Twitter and that's Reddit, is that there are millions of people who know nothing about this thing but have lots of opinions about it. And then you have a discussion about it, and there are maybe 5 people out of 5,000 who really know what they're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
And whether or not their opinion's heard, over the chorus of...
Right. So the problem is that that we have disregarded the concept of the expert.
Yeah.
Experts are now like... like somehow that's like an elitist term.
Right. Being a scientist is somehow like, it's a bunch of liars.
Right.
Is what it is
you're just trying to manipulate.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Like knowledge is knowledge. There are some people who have more than you do, and you should listen to them because they are smarter than you.
Right. That's how science has progressed.
Right. But there are a lot of people
sharing information,
especially here, who. Quite frankly, they're threatened by information. They're threatened by people who have more knowledge than they do, and it makes them feel more powerful to discredit what they say.
And like most of humanity, they're afraid of things they don't understand.
That's right.
And they don't understand science, so they and because they don't want to, and they make no effort to. Yeah. So there is an individual, responsibility.
There's a certain ego aspect of it psychologically
Big time.
that some people.
It's like we talk about...
They don't have the knowledge of science, and they don't really want to or have the ability to sit down and really learn it, and therefore the only choice they have is to, one, admit they know nothing and say they are ignorant, or to have an opinion that's unfounded. Yeah. And that's usually what they do.
And I think, exactly, because they're afraid learning to them is being wrong.
Right.
It's not actually a growth opportunity. They see it as a regression almost, as learning means I was wrong about something before, instead of just actually seeing it for what it is, which is
There are some
learning.
people who take education as like it would be easier for me to say that education was manipulating me than to just say that I failed.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Reddit is better, but I still don't think it's great.
Yeah.
Because there's no standard or expert knowledge base, right? So when you join a group talking about a subject, you have no idea who's in that room. You have no idea whether there's any actual knowledge base there or not. And you're definitely going to have a whole lot of people, 95% of the people there will be clueless.
Right.
But that's the nature of humans, especially Americans. We love to have an opinion about anything. Even if we don't have a real knowledge base, we just want to state what we believe.
That's the thing. I think that comes with this like complete veneration of free speech that it's equalized all opinions, as if this person's opinion, who's never read a book in their life,
that's exactly
is equal to this person's opinion, who is like the forerunner of the entire science.
Right. Yeah. And so that brings me to
and that they're complete liars because somehow they have free speech, so they can just lie about things or whatever it is. It just gives credit to all the different.
There's a famous American author, science fiction author named Isaac Asimov, and he's one of my favorite guys to quote. He has so many great quotes, but my favorite quote of all time is this one: "There is a cult of ignorance in the United States, and there always has been. the strain of anti-intellectualism has been a constant thread winding its way through our political and cultural life, nurtured by the false notion that democracy means that my ignorance is just as good as your knowledge.
Right.
That is exactly where we
100%.
are right now.
And
there are some people who have no knowledge, but they have an opinion, and they want their opinion to be just as valid as yours, even though you spent your whole life studying that thing.
And not to get too deep into the weeds, but a lot of that comes from religious backgrounds.
Yeah. Let's not touch that too much, but yes, that's correct. Yeah, that's a long historical thing that goes all the way back to Martin Luther.
Oh,
and
yes.
before.
Yes.
Right. Now we're getting deep.
Yeah, that's good.
Teacher Clay does have a Hello Talk account.
And I'm going to start streaming too, because now that I've got the thing, and I think just with me coming here, I haven't, really got my stuff started. But I think while you're on vacation, it'll give me a good chance to really kind of just get into my own streaming.
And that's a good time for me to segue into saying, everybody, on Monday, I am going on vacation on Monday, and I will be gone for about a month and a half. I am going to try to do a few live streams while I'm on vacation, but I certainly am not going to be doing every day like I do here, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or more. So today's stream will be my last stream until I get back. My last official stream until I get back into the States. I'm going to Germany for a week. I'm going to Spain for 2 weeks, and I'm going to Taiwan for 2 weeks. So, my first vacation in 5 years, and it's well deserved, and I really, really do need it. But a vacation's not a vacation if you're working. So I'm going to be taking a break for a little while, and I will try to do a few streams while I'm in Europe or Taiwan, but we'll see. Just 1.5 months without me. But Clay is going to try to pick up the slack, and you can follow him, find him. Let's make sure we do that before.
And
I'll make a post on mine, and then everybody can see. So look for a post before I leave on Monday. I'll make a post, and I'll make sure everybody has Clay's information, and you guys can do some streams with Clay.
Yeah,
I got him some of the same equipment for his house, so he can do streams at his house.
He just hooked me up with a piece of equipment, actually.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Adapter.
Yeah. So Clay can pick up the slack, as we say.
Pick up the slack.
To pick up the slack. I love Asimov. Asimov and Sagan.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a world run by those guys?
And Herbert.
Yeah, sure.
He was, he was a political speechwriter.
I know.
And then, and that's why he gets these ideas, and not to get too deep into those weeds, but that gets into pretty much what we were talking about.
Yeah,
the
it
whole
does.
Dune
Indeed.
is about that.
That's exactly right. Yeah. You know what? That's actually one that I didn't hate the new ones.
Oh no!
The only thing I wish they wouldn't have done Momoa. Like I don't think it needed any new. I don't think it needed a star power.
Right. And because what's his name? Timothy Chalamet kind of did it himself. But I really enjoyed the first Dune, and and then the second one.
Sting? Come on.
Well, no. I'm talking about the two the most recent ones, because they did part one and part two.
Yeah.
And part one went along with the book, but made a few changes here and there that didn't bother me. But then in the second part, they truncated the whole timeline. And because
I don't think I saw the second one yet.
In the book, it takes place over 3 years, and then in the movie, it seems like it takes place over a couple months.
Right.
And it gets rid of some characters and changes some and makes some things.
But that's the nature of making any movie that's based on a book this big.
Well, no, and I agree. But the biggest problem was that it changed some really heavy symbolism at the end that really kind of mattered to what the story was about and the theme. And that was my only big problem. There were some awesome scenes and well acted and overall well written. And I love Javier Bardem, the guy who plays
the main character.
No, he plays the guy who goes along with him, the guy who is his most ardent follower. Eventually, who he meets in the desert.
Right. Yeah, that guy. Okay.
Mm-hmm. He was in No Country for Old Men with the horrible bowl cut.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have a lot of vocabulary but you can't make sentences, what can you do?
Grammar.
Yeah, grammar, and I would say sentence diagramming, and then I would just say, again, start with simple sentences. Don't make big sentences, just start making simple ones. You can do that. You can say, I am hungry. You can say, I am tired. You can say, I am hungry and I am tired. There's a long sentence.
Yes. You've made an okay sentence here.
Right. Yeah, I'll post about Clay sometime this weekend, guys.
Yes.
I'll make sure you guys know that I'm leaving and that I'll be back in, a month or so, So I'm sure I'll try to do at least a few streams while I'm gone. And by the way, if you're in Germany, if you are German or you are Spanish from Spain and want to meet me, I'll be in your country soon.
Yay. And don't expect this quality from my streams, because my setup is not quite like this. Everyone's always like, podcast, are you guys in California in a studio? They're going to see mine and be like, are you in your mom's basement? What's going on? Are you in a dungeon?
Yeah. Well, you can borrow a couple lights.
No,
if you want to borrow any lights.
No, I can.
All right. No, yeah, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, sometimes they don't know.
Right. And I do have just basically, I'm just gonna hang a curtain behind myself and do a.
Like I said, that thing I got back there, that was like $60 or something, and it's pretty decent for just like a.
I've got a cool aquarium light that can do different stuff. I just pull it off my aquarium. There you go. It's got all the different colors.
Hendrik, yes, I will be in Germany. I fly in. I leave on Monday, the 14th. I will land in Germany on the 15th, and I will be in Berlin. Well, primarily I'll be in Berlin, but I'm also going to try to go to Dresden, and I'm hoping I can find a way to go to Hanover for a day or so to meet another friend of mine, Moritz. So I've got Ron and Moritz and Gunter. And Hendrik, where are you? Where are you, Hendrik? Are you in Berlin, Munich? Where? Dresden? Hanover? You're in Hamburg. I would love to go to Hamburg.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk. Hendrik, send me a message. Hendrik, if you can, send me a message, and maybe I'll see if it's possible. Maybe we can meet up.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. And again, if you're in Spain, same thing. I should have been checking, for the last week or two, just like
see who's
telling people, whatever. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. Just send some messages to people or whatever. But yes, I am in desperate need of a vacation. I know
Hendrik said it's easy for him to come to Berlin or Hanover, too.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's easy for you to come to Berlin, that would be awesome. That would be awesome, because that's where I'm going to primarily be, is Berlin. So that would be really great. That would be so great.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that would make my trip so much better, is if I could meet more people. That's really what I want to do. Do I want to see the Berlin Wall? Of course I do. Do I want to see, or what's left of it?
Yeah.
Do I want to see, the Prado Museum in Spain? Of course I do. But I want to meet people. That's the primary thing I want to do, is people. I'm more interested in people than I am in, old things. I'm a huge history buff, but I'm also very interested in just trying to make global connections. Sylvia, I would love to come to Egypt. I certainly would.
That would be awesome.
Although, I'll tell you what, I just saw a video about a YouTuber who went to Egypt, and he had a terrible time.
What happened?
Because he had a whole crew of people, and they had cameras, and they had walkie-talkies and all this.
Mobbed.
No, he said that basically there were like 1 million people who were all super suspicious, that they were all trying to take over the government and all this. And they confiscated all their cameras and their equipment. They couldn't get it back. They had to buy a cell phone and use a cell phone to do all their video work while they were there.
Oh, wow.
They had people telling them not to take pictures everywhere. Nobody wanted to be on camera. They got accosted for money all over the place, So, I mean, I don't want to say anything bad. I wish I could go, but it doesn't sound particularly.
Right. It kind of reminds me of the in the pickpockets in Italy, but not quite to the same
Right.
extent. But
Yeah.
the I want to go to Italy just to see the lady who calls him out. Have you ever seen her?
No.
Attenzione pickpocket! She
that's awesome.
yells it out and like
Oh, that is awesome.
She's got videos all over the internet. Of
Oh,
her,
man,
Attenzione pickpocket!
I wanna
And,
meet her.
She says it.
I want to meet her. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Attenzione, pickpocket. That's hilarious. That's funny. Is there another city in Germany called Hamburg? No, just the one, I think. As far as I know. Oh, but there is one called Homburg.
Ah.
Cologne is the best. Cologne. I'm going to try to see what I can, but I'm happy to just honestly, if I only saw one city and just spent the time there and just enjoyed my time with people, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that. Yeah. That's right. Hamburg and Homburg. That's right. Yeah. Well, we made it past the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, we did. And yeah, now I am getting
Yeah.
it transferred over to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
No, it's all right. I don't know what happened. Maybe I didn't drink enough water.
All right. Well, guess what? I think that's probably a pretty good time to wrap it up.
That's a good one. Hello, all our YouTube people.
Yes, hello to our
Akil.
YouTube few people.
Lingwan.
You've been desperate to go to Germany to study. All right. Well,
That'd be
good luck
cool.
to you. Frankfurt, I would like to go there too. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Be cool to spend
As
two
an
months.
American, there'd be something funny about going to Hamburg and Frankfurt.
Yes, exactly. That's where our two of our most famous
Two
foods.
of our most famous foods come
Yeah.
from. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Berlin and Dresden, they were cool. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I've been stuck in one place for a long time, and I've been looking at these same walls for a while now. It's definitely time for me to get out and see something. I would love to go to India too. You know, if you guys want to start giving me money, that would be great.
That's an easy way to get him to India.
You know, I mean, I don't get paid, so it's kind of hard to travel everywhere if you don't have any money. But if anybody wants to start paying me, then please, I'll travel
An
wherever
easy
you
way
want
to
go.
get him. Yeah, an
That's
easy way
right.
to get him to your country.
That's right. Yeah. You want me in a different background too? Yeah, I'm sure you're tired of seeing the same background. Yeah. India is definitely cheaper than Germany,
See
sure.
that being very
Yeah.
true.
Okay. Well, guys, I think it's about a good time to probably wrap up. It's probably a good time to wrap up, which means to end. To wrap up means to end. It's a phrasal verb. But thank you guys for coming. And once again, I will just remind you guys that I will not be here coming from this Monday, this next week. I'm going to be gone for about a month and a half. Okay? So please, keep watching, keep following. I will make a post about Clay,
Yeah,
and
and
you
I'll
can
get you
watch
some-
him when I'm gone.
My info.
All right? I'll probably do a couple of live streams when I'm on vacation, but not too many. Okay? So that's going to be it for us today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for following. Thank you guys for participating. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening wherever you live in the world. I will have a good vacation. Thank you, Alessia. And I will see you guys sometime soon. And I'll probably be in another country when you see me next. So that'll be interesting, right? Before I go, here's my YouTube. You can follow me on YouTube right there. Here's my website. You can also follow me here on my website. Okay, follow me on those two. If you want private lessons that will help me pay to go to visit you
in India, in Egypt,
that's
and all
right.
these places.
Yeah, then buy private lessons from me
That's right.
at my website, and I can teach you, and I will help you. I promise. So yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Thanks again. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening wherever you live in the world. Don't forget to be a language warrior. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye,
okay,
everybody.
Bye, bye, guys.